man. Congratulations for being here. Thank you.
Welcome back to the show.
First time on the show, and we got this new handsome face. Huh?
Exactly.
How about that?
It's good to see you, man.
Yeah, what's happening?
Jeremy, you know, we are always happy to see you here, always. But we are exceptionally happy to see you anywhere. Because,
What'd I do?
Well, we really thought, you know, you had a terrible, horrible accident that scared the crap out of all of us.
I know, it's pretty bad.
Probably you the most, I'm assuming.
Yeah, well, I didn't die, so that's great.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's a good way of looking at it. Do you remember anything that happened?
Yeah, sadly, all of it.
Oh,
yeah.
gosh.
Yeah, but you know, it was one of those things where if I did knock out or anything else, then I just wouldn't be here. It was
Right.
it was one of those kind of blessed. It was a blessed moment to had a really great sort of relationship with my body, I suppose, you know, and awareness to how it operates, and it needed all that to kind of get through the breathing aspects for 45 minutes on the ice, and it was pretty trying, but I'll tell you what, man, when you're tested to your limits, there's such a gift, so many gifts that come from it, and I'll be writing actually a book about it, because there's a lot of things that people I know that can relate to it, but it took being tested to your limits to understand what they are.
Right.
But I don't think you have to be tested to your limits to really apply it to your life.
To appreciate.
Yeah. There's a lot of wonderful pieces of gold in life and cheat codes that I've gotten because of the accident.
Getting through the accident is being tested to your limits, but that was
that's just the beginning. That was probably I don't want to say it's the easy part, but it's it was just part of the process.
Because they told you, what did they tell you? How normal your life
I don't know if I'm a very good listener. I mean, they said a lot of things. You know.
Thank God for that.
I was pretty stubborn. I was kind of just doing my own thing in the recovery of it all. I think they were telling more things to my family. Obviously, very touch and go in the beginning on life support and all that. I was out for all that kind of stuff. But coming back into it, I think there was just a lot of stuff being like, he's just not going to walk, or he's going to walk funny, and it'll take a good year and a half for that to happen. And I kind of wish that they would have told me that, because I'm just one of those guys that I'll spite them, and I would have been just running by now. But
you were. I mean, 10 months later, you were sort of. Because I follow you on Instagram, so this is how I followed your journey of you and
running up a hill.
Yeah, that was.
I mean, that's amazing.
That was the first attempt at running. It was the first try, right? To see if all the.
Well, you're
you have to
doing
realize
more
everything
than
was broken,
trying,
like all the hips and the knees and half of it's metal, and you got to see if it all works again. To relearn to walk is a very mental process than it is a physical process, and to kind of do it in running is very different than walking, as we all know, right? It's much more agility and strength required. And I know I got lucky somehow, some way, and tried it out and worked out. And it's painful. Don't get me wrong. It feels like when I run, it's like 4 flat tires on a freeway. Just like white nothing.
Hours and hours of.
But it looks fine. But
hours and hours of rehab. I assume that
24 hours a day.
24 hours a day, every day. But not only that, getting through that, testing yourself to the limit. How do you view each day now? I'm sure that's changed. Yeah.
I find it. Nothing's really kind of changed in the outlook of things. It just feels clearer. Like it's easier to wipe out all white noise. There's you know how busy you guys are with kids and your jobs and things. There's a lot of things that are really not that valuable, and it's easy to wipe those things away, and then just focus on what has real value in your life, and that is pretty cool, kind of a superpower, if you will, because it's easier. Life is a lot easier that way.
I'm thinking about your daughter and what she's going to be 11 years old.
11, yeah.
So I'm thinking, when you're in that hospital bed, and I am certain that I can't relate to the amount of pain and discomfort and hopelessness you must have felt during the course of that time. But I would think having your little girl would probably be a very big motivating factor to the intestinal fortitude it takes to come out of something.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, it wasn't until I got home from both ICUs that I remembered that I had a daughter. That was pretty messed up, and when my sister told me that my daughter was home. It says, "Oh, bring her over." And I was pretty shattered, right?
Yeah.
But to see my daughter's face in a very different way than I'd seen it before, so she looked scared, and she said she was scared.
Yeah.
And I asked her, said, "You have to wait for me. If you wait for me, I promise you, I'll get better." And when you have the blessing of a life force like that, something outside yourself, it made it easy for me to get better. I wasn't getting better for me. I was getting better for my daughter, so she wasn't scared, to prove to her. And also, I was stubborn in the sense, like, I'm not going to lose this bet.
Sure.
I'm going to get better. And for my mom, right, to heal her, the better I got, it would heal my poor mom, who had to, change my diaper again, essentially, for so long. Like, she had to do all this stuff.
She feels it all the same way, but worse, because as a mom does, a mom is like, not him, let this happen to me.
Right. It's probably worse for my mom and for my poor nephew who had to watch me die on the ice.
Right.
So the better I got, the more I could heal them, and that's all I focused on is how do I heal my family? Right? 'Cause it's a collection. It happens to everyone.